Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is ISU Reaper 31 and welcome back to round 2 of my F1 2010 career. We're in lovely Melbourne this evening, or during the daytime I guess, it's not evening. How's everybody doing? Sorry I haven't been uploading. I've been quite hectically busy the last few weeks and just I don't know what to tell you, just been busy with work. Just a lot of work stuff and haven't had a lot of time to sit down and put this game together. And there we go, Melbourne, Australia. A track in the middle of a park around a lake that I absolutely hate. There's just... I practiced and I just could not get to grips with this track. It's a track I know, but I just... for some reason or another, I just do not like the way this track's set up. And you're gonna see it in this video, that's for sure. And I run and do lineup. Yes, I qualified 22nd, and it was piss poor. Sun, which is good.
Dry weather all the way.
Go through everything. Check our race strategy on the prime tire. I really didn't know what to think when he said put me on the prime, but I was thinking, well, maybe the options don't last very long. I think 9 laps and they're about shot. So as you can see, Bruno qualified me this round. Just gonna crank her all the way to the right and give it the best shot I can.
Get the car off the jacks and start the engine. Let's
Now,
get the car in the
practice, the little review. Practice was pretty much washed out. It was all intermediates, and it dried up for about 5 minutes of the practice, and then it rained again, so nobody went out. And you see the Aussie on pole. That is Mark Webber. Bruno ahead of me in 20th, and I am sitting right behind him in 22nd. We get ready to head for the lights. And it looks like the Grassi's on that prime tire as well. I forgot to check to see if Bruno was on the options. I think he was. And there goes Glock on the option tire. And there goes True in the options. And no, it looks like Senna's on the hard tire as well. And such a poor start. I got into that corner and I had nowhere to go. I had to let off. And there we go, pushing wide. This track is so, it's just too tight. Not enough. It's a street circuit, so the grip just not there. It's just not there for me. I struggled heavily. Practice, I was very slow, but that was mostly due to the changing conditions. So I couldn't get a good fix on what their times were going to be qualifying, so I just gave them my best effort. I was off the pace. So I was like, going to be interesting. Run wide there. And another reason why I've tried to run this race a few times, and there I cut the corner big time. You're going to see that a lot in this video. Just I can't get the grip with the cornering on some of these corners. But I actually, on the AI Toolkit mod, I actually had to bump this down to easy level because the AI was just too quick. In retrospect, I probably should have done a little more individual tweaking on the corners because they're just so much faster than me. I said, Bruno's just blowing by me. I said, look at the guy, they're pulling away from me. I can't hardly keep up on this fuel. And a lot of it could be the fuel sim bug. But here we go, I'm trying to stay with them. I'm probably being a little bit conservative because I am on the harder tire. I know I'm not with the heavy fuel load.
tires and brakes are at optimal temperature.
Make a good time for here. So I will apologize now. This video is going to be quite boring. This is about the most action you're going to see from me today. I struggled like crazy on this track. And everybody else just seemed to be a lot faster. I think at some point during the race, Rob came on the radio, it says Bruno's 3 seconds faster than me. And I was like, are you kidding me? How? I turned the difficulty all the way down, and it still was, they were just running away from me. Just the whole layout of the circuit, it requires a lot of heavy brake. It's really short. I think it's almost a little too. It's a very short, narrow circuit, and the corners are very sharp. It requires a lot of heavy braking. Going to the first corner, I'm not too bad right now. This first corner, it's a very run wide there. That's a very tricky corner. I found myself, to get in a good rhythm, I had to brake way early. This corner right here, not too bad through there. It's another slow corner. This corner I don't care for. A little third gear kink. This is a good corner if you hit it right, which isn't very often. Here's another corner. I'm not particularly fond of the camber just falls away and I run off wide there. It stops and then it's got a little groove in it and you just can't get a grip. And this is probably one of my worst corners right here. I hate this corner. It's just too sharp. I can't get the grip coming off the corner. I can't get through it fast enough. They fly through that corner and I have trouble. We're coming up to the high-speed kick. This one I like a little bit better because you can definitely cut that apex. You see me do right there. This sector attack I felt pretty good, but I was slow here. Again, sector 3s. Something about sector 3s. My car just didn't have the speed. But I was a little bit more consistent in this race. Even when I was in the back just kind of struggling, but my pace was slowly getting better, and definitely was a lot better once I got the options on. But yeah, I'm gonna blame my team, because that's what I do. An HRT is shit. And Bruno probably got some upgrades since I beat him last race. I didn't get any upgrades this race, so I need some upgrades, guys. You see, Bruno's just pulling away. And I'm being a little conservative through these corners, but not that bad. You know, I'm doing what I can with this grip. And there I corner cut that corner. It's easy to cut. Was that corner cut number 2? I'm gonna try to keep track. Still putting good times in. I'm not that far off the pace, but they've definitely they're picking up a lot more pace than I am. Again, yeah, I just find out I have to slow way down for the corners just to get through them cleanly enough. Because there are times when I go through them too hard and I just overshoot. There, lost a little time there, running a little bit wide, but that corner's a little bit more forgiving running wide. So while we're enjoying this video, enjoying me being an absolute sucking at this game, we can talk about real F1. A lot of interesting stuff as the season gets underway. Almost time for the car launches. The big news out of America is that the NASCAR team, I think Stewart Haas Racing, they're looking to get into F1. The part owner, Gene Haas, wants to have an F1 team. We'll see where that goes. I remember the last one we tried to get an F1. It was actually 2010 we were supposed to have a team. And that's the backstory of my driver is. I was supposed to go to a USF1, be their driver, but the team folded, and so I was able to mutually work out a deal since we could try to get at least one American in F1. They got me in. I had to pay a little money to get in, but hey, I'm here now in a crappy HRT. But I think the teamwork's looking a little too much for us in this race. Because you see Bruno's down at 23rd. We're both way in the back right now, so not looking good. I don't know. What else is going on in F1? I've been trying to follow it as I go, but like I said, I've been busy with work. Work and trying to figure out how to set the AI up. Like I said, this isn't easy. They're still kicking my ass. It's bad, isn't it? Computer froze. There we go. Can't handle all this rendering. My computer's just so-so. Honestly, I hope everybody had a happy holiday. Mine's okay. I did a lot of work during the holidays, snow removal, but I don't want to go on a tangent about my work. Obviously the big news is about old Michael Schumacher getting in that skiing accident. I wish the best for him and his family. You know, haven't heard much lately about it. He might pull through, but you know, it's sad. The sad thing is he's probably never going to be the same ever again. But a lot of when I heard about that news, it seemed like everybody was just going mad about it. And it's a shame because he's a 7-time world champion, and he gets in an accident where his helmet breaks over a rock. So. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for the new car launches? Excited to see those new turbos get fired up here in the next couple of weeks when preseason testing fires up. His first race, I believe, is in a couple months away. So, yeah. Should be an interesting season. I want to talk about the new numbers for the drivers.
Your brakes are at optimal temperature. Brakes at optimal temperature.
Oh, look, Kobayashi. Back to the racing action. We see Kobayashi pitted. He must have been on options. It seemed like everybody was starting on options, at least 2 stopped, and everybody else that was on primes went 1 stop. I thought that might help me. That's why I didn't bother to change it, but obviously I was just way off the pace. And you see 11 seconds of Senna, almost 9 to Kobayashi. Just not looking good. So I was hoping I'd at least hold the pace, but struggling. So all the drivers are pretty much confirmed for this next season. As far as I know, I think Caterham's the only team that hasn't confirmed anything. Yeah, all the drivers get to pick their numbers. Kind of taking a page out of the MotoGP book with having their own numbers for life. I don't know what I really think about that. I guess I'm for it. I think, it's definitely, a market ploy. It's like I said, I refer it to very MotoGP-ish. I would say it'd be like equivalent of NASCAR over here or IndyCar, but the numbers are more assigned to the teams. I mean, a few guys get to keep their numbers, but most of it's just tell you a team. So I liken this to MotoGP, which, you know what, I think it'll be just fine. I know Vettel's still going to be the number 1, even though his first number's number 5, or his preferred number's going to be number 5. But if he keeps on winning, it's going to be number 1. But, you know, this season's going to be interesting with the turbos. I think that's going to change a lot of things. I do expect the typical front runners to be competitive as always. I think Red Bull will be just fine. You know, Ferrari's going to be Ferrari. I don't expect too big a shakeup. You know, Ferrari's got Kimi and Fernando. They're a really strong team. It'll be interesting to see how well they get along, because you know they've always been, Fernando and Kimi have always been opposites. But I think Ferrari will be doing just fine. Red Bull will be up there. Vettel's gonna do his thing. If he's got the dominant car, he's gonna win again. Although I'm kind of predicting it's gonna be a bit closer to dogfight this year than it was last year, because it seems like every odd year, or I guess every even numbered year, the Red Bulls been fighting. The championship's been close since 2010. And Vettel won his first title. I think it'll be a lot closer this year. With the new turbos, new power plants, which should be interesting. Red Bull are definitely going to have the advantage aero-wise. Unless somebody comes out of the box like they did in 09 with Braun and find something that'll give them an edge. Who else? Mercedes will probably be up there. I think the Mercedes factory team with Nico and Lewis, they were really good together last year. I expect them to get wins again. We'll see what the kind of car they've got, if they could contend for the title, or if they're just going to play. We'll see. Their cars typically are good in the beginning of the year, but then they kind of fall off. And with Ross Braun not there anymore, I expect them to dip a little bit. McLaren. They have a new driver, Magnussen. Hopefully I'm saying that right. The Dane. And Jensen, number 22. I thought it was cool. Jensen Button, man. If he's got the car, wouldn't it be something if he won his second world title in McLaren with his father just passing away? Another, again, condolences to Button and his family. Man, that's rough. But I think he'll do all right if they got a more competitive car this year. I kind of don't see it just because of the lack of performance from last year. They might move up a little bit. They might be a bit better than they were last year, but I think they're getting ready for their move to Honda. I think they'll be ready for Honda coming in next year in 2015. I think they'll be more competitive. Going down the field to I forgot to mention a Red Bull. The other driver, the other Aussie, Daniel Ricciardo. I think, he's going to be in a good car, and he's going to qualify well, but he's going to be just like Weber. He's not going to be very competitive in races. He's basically just a younger Weber in my eyes. Did he deserve the drive? Yeah, I guess he did towards the end of the year, but I think on pure race pace when he was at Toro Rosso, I think Verne was way better. I think Verne could actually get the most out of the car during the race, in my opinion. You don't have to agree with it or nothing.
Weber's in first place.
I just like Verne a little better than Ricciardo. I thought Ricciardo was just, he's a good qualifier, but that's about it. He occasionally has a good race here and there. He had a couple of good races last year, but for how many times he qualified in the top 10, he didn't really capitalize on it too much. I guess we'll jump over to Lotus with Grosjean, or Grosjean, however you want to call him. He definitely was one of my more improved drivers over the year last year. Especially towards the end of the year, he was doing very well. Got a few podiums here and there. I think he's definitely getting settled into the team now. And now he's going to be kind of the man of the team. It's going to be his team. Pastor coming in with the unlucky number 13. That lovely pay driver from Venezuela. You know where he's from. From South America, who has a ton of oil money in his back pocket. I think he'll do better. I think he'll do well, but you know, I don't expect the Lewis to be as competitive as it has been in the past couple seasons. I think Kimi showed his real talent in that car. I mean, the car had the potential with Christian and Kimi, and Pastor might do okay in a better car, but it's still a paid drive. I don't expect to see a whole lot from that team. Points, sure. Championship, not going to happen. Force India, they have a complete new lineup with Perez and Hulkenberg. Perez, one season of McLaren, got the boot for the younger Danish driver. He did. I don't know what to say about Perez. I mean, he'll show you flashes of brilliance, but last year he couldn't. With the car he had, he just couldn't show us. I think it's just McLaren just had a down year. He just didn't have, you know, he was in the right place at the wrong time. Nico Hulkenberg, man, the guy cannot catch a break. I'm trying to recall. He came in at Williams in 2010. He was their reserve driver for years. Got raced there for one season. Had one pole, I think. Then he moved to Force India to be a reserve driver again. Then he went to... No, then he drove for Force India a year, didn't he? Yeah, he did. And then he went Sauber, and now he's back at Force India. I expect kind of the status quo at Force India. I mean, they've got a stronger lineup now. But, you know, they're a midfield car. That's about all you could say about that. Mercedes Power's going to help them out. They'll probably get points regularly. And we'll move on to Sauber. How's that sound? Sauber with Esteban and Sutil. I think it was a good pickup for him. Basically swap seats with Hulkenberg. I think Sutil, his year back, did a pretty good job with that car, considering he's been out of F1 for a whole year. I think he's a good driver. He's pretty consistent. You know, he had a few unfortunate breaks, if I remember right. But he's a good driver. Good pickup for Sauber. I guess it was kind of surprising because I figured they'd send that Russian kid, that maybe that was bringing all that money. But I guess they decided, we're getting another Russian in Toro Rosso. We don't need to. So we might as well get an established driver. Gutierrez, not a huge fan again. You know, he might do okay. He had a few races where he kind of surprised me, but other than that, nothing exciting. I expect Saubers to maybe scrap some points here and there with Sutil, but I think Gutierrez. Because last year Hulkenberg he drove the wheels off that car. I mean, he really tried to prove to himself that he deserved top drive and didn't get it. So Gutierrez is kind of languishing back there. Gutierrez might step it up. He needs to step it up, or I don't see him staying another year. And Sutil, it's probably the best car he's going to get with his experience, since he's been a Force India driver forever.
3 seconds a lap
We'll
faster than
see.
you.
And now we'll talk about Toro Rosso. I was very surprised at Vern keeping the seat. Because Toro Rosso's big MO is they keep drivers for 2 to 3 years and then they get rid of them. Because they're a junior team, they only want to bring up the young talent. Now, over the years, they've definitely dwindled down the junior driving program at Red Bull, so they don't have as many drivers on the pay books. But it's his team, and if he does another consistent year like he has been doing, he could stick around. I'm a big fan of Vern. I thought his one race in Canada really sticks out in my mind, where he out-qualified Ricardo. Definitely just showed his class in that race in those changeable conditions, and he was up there. He didn't fall down like Ricardo usually does down the order. He fought the whole race and was pretty competitive. And then they got the Cabot or whatever his name is, a Russian guy. I think he was at what? Was he Formula Renault or an F3? I think he was Formula Renault guy. And we'll wait and see, you know. Let's see what he's got. It was a rookie coming in. He might be impressive. I don't know. I don't know much about him, to be honest. Williams, Felipe, baby. Got to keep a seat. Doing the Rubens Barrichello winding down to his career. Going from Ferrari after a number of years down to Williams. I'm surprised Felipe kept the seat as long as he did. Excuse me. And, you know, towards the end of the year, he was definitely more competitive than he was in the past. I mean, the guy had a rough break there when he had his face smashed there by there in 09. And he did a good job as the number 2 for Ferrari. You know, almost won the title in 08. He's definitely one of the more seasoned drivers in the field. Good job for Williams to snatch him up. And then they got Bottas. Bottas had that great qualifying in Canada. I don't know, that's just the one race that sticks out in my mind was Canada. It was kind of the only highlight he had where he qualified. Was he on the front row or third? I can't. He was on the one of the first. I think he was third. I have to look, but I don't remember. But yeah, and then it was a Williams, and you know, definitely proved he can drive and they're qualifying the rain pretty well. So I think Bottas, and he definitely was doing a lot better than old crash kid Maldonado. Didn't complain. It just, I think he'll be a good driver in the future. Who else do we got? Marussia. So we'll talk about Marussia. Keeping their lineup. Chilton keeping his seat. Good for him. It's Marussia. They're going to struggle. But they did, give them credit where credit's due, they did beat Caterham for that 10th spot in the Constructors. And they got their first payday since they got in F1, really, because I don't think they've ever been higher than 10th on the season. A lot of it down to Bianchi. Bianchi's definitely a talent for the future. Another year and that team's not going to hurt him. He obviously isn't ready to go to Red Bull, or not Red Bull, Ferrari. And he's the Ferrari prodigy. I think when Kimi or Alonso decide to step down, I think he'd be one of those first choices to move up, kind of like they did with Ricardo a few years, last year when Weber said he was going to step down. He'll be one of the young guns to take that seat. be interesting to see how long Kimi and Alonso stay at Ferrari. Because they're getting up there in age, you know. They still got to help. They still got immense talent. I'd kind of see Bianchi maybe staying here one more year at Marussia, and then he's got to get himself in like a mid-level team. That's about all I can say about Marussia. We'll see what happens there in Caterham. I'm assuming the reason why they don't have any drivers right now is because they're looking for money, because they've been getting that, they've had that 10th place locked down for several years. So could they bring Pick back and Vandegaard? Maybe, but it'll be interesting to see. Here's my quick rundown of the team. Who do I think is going to win the World Championship? Ugh. It's so hard to tell at the beginning of the year, especially with car launches not going out. But I kind of have to give it to Red Bull. You know, they're the 4-time defending champions, the constructors champs, and they got the World Championship driver 4 years running. Vettel's just proven race after race how good he is. And if he's got the car, he's going to be tough to beat. I mean, he's just that talented. He's been the man, the finger boy. He'll be waving that #1 finger probably again this year, because he's going to win races. There's going to be those races where he just gets on pole and then he runs away from it. Because I don't see Ricciardo going to be overtaking him in the points. No way. Ricciardo's not Webber. At least Webber could, you know, I know in 2010 he had the year where he could have won that title if he didn't throw it away towards the end of the year. I can't remember 2012. He was up there, but I don't think he was really that going to be in contention. As you can see, and we'll go back to the race actual. Lap 19, it's finally time for a pit stop. And as you can see, I'm way off the pace. And you can see, look who's coming up behind me. And Webber was just right behind me at the pit. So everybody's in turn 1, and I'm just now in the pits. I'll switch it out. Make sure I'm on the option tire, boys. And pit. Nobody's in the pit lane. So slow, 6 seconds. My God. This team not helping me out at all. My team's not helping me out today. On an empty pit lane, I still get a 6-second pit stop. It's the worst of the year so far, I believe. And now we get to play the whole game like the blue flag game. I was definitely getting in there. I just let Alonso through. I wasn't going to fight him. But I noticed they were giving me a lot of blue flags. I mean, but they were like way, way back. I'm like, I'm not going to let off that much. I mean, they're a full half a second behind me. I know it's going to clear them there and run wide. Another quarter cutting. Forget what count that is now. I've been counting and rambling about next season. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win the title? I would say Red Bull, and then if I would say anybody else, I'm going to say Ferrari, just because they've got 2 world champions on that team. They're going to be competitive, I think. Or they could have an absolute dog of a year, too. Mercedes, I think, would be up there, too. I think they're going to be Lewis and Rosberg. You know, that Rosberg's now a multiple race winner, and Lewis is Lewis. Hopefully Lewis, the second year of the team, is a little bit more settled into the team and can get a little bit more out of the car for him. I just hope the reshuffling with Braun gone, that they don't lose too much in terms of performance. I mean, but like I said, the turbos, it changes things, because you're going from a V8 engine to a V6 turbo. There, you got blue flags, and I got another quarter cutting. I'm really pushing my luck with these corner cuts. As you can see, I'm getting blue flags, and he's way behind the road on me. He's only catching me in the corners, but I'm still holding my pace. I'm not gonna fall back right away. You can see the blue flags are gone now. I pulled a little bit of a gap into this corner. Yep, looking good so far. You see Weber leading the race. I think we got what, 7 laps to go. Almost in 6 there. God, can't do. I'm an engineer. Can't do math sometimes. Why does my computer feel the need to freaking do virus checks and hard drive checks while I'm doing a commentary on the video? I hope this doesn't affect the quality or make everything sound, you know, all gargly or whatever. You know, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I was quite surprised how the last video turned out. You know, it's been up a month and I've gotten more views on that video than I did the previous videos I did. I mean, I did do a few videos where they were full distance races, and I'm kind of glad I didn't do this a full distance race because I would have gotten killed because I just didn't have the pace. But I've gotten more views on that video than I can imagine. I think I'm over 84 or something like that right now. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you're enjoying it. I know this race is fucking terrible. Yeah, I know. I suck at this game. And there I go, run wide, and and I got corner cutting for that again. I'm like, God dang it. So I decided to let Petrov by. Now Suarez up there, and there goes Rosberg, and there goes Barrichello. And then I do that Schumi I let by. Yep, there goes Schumi. Hope it gets better soon. Yeah, what more can you say about Schumacher? I mean, I don't know. I think only time will tell. I don't think he'll ever be the same again. That's just my opinion. But thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. You know, it makes me feel good to do these when people are watching them. And, you know, whether you like it or you think it's total crap, you know, you're still watching. So again, I appreciate it. I'm not here to be drawing any money off of this or doing this just to put out stuff. I'm just doing this for pure fun. Even though this race was a total bullshit race where I had nothing from anybody. But at least I get the feeling that I know that my teammate's not doing much else either. They had him on the same strategy. And yeah, he's faster than me. He's a hell of a lot faster. And I run out of grass trying to get out in the way. He's a lot Bruno's a lot faster than me this race. I'll give him kudos for that. He had the better car this week. But I really haven't made too many mistakes, you know, maybe just a bit too cautious, not being too aggressive, maybe not having enough time on the track. Because, like I said earlier, practice was all wet. I mean, I was running on inchers and didn't have enough time to get a good dry time in there. And overall, I've never been a big fan of this track when I've raced it in the past. It's not one of my favorite tracks. It's the layout's good for a street circuit, but when you're in a back market car, it sucks. It just stinks. But you know, the HRTs, yeah, we're the worst car here. We're not made for this track. Well, I'll boil it down to, and just a poor choice of strategy by the team. The team chose my strategy, not me. Maybe I could have done something different, but whatever. At least this time I did the old drive, the old full low downforce setup. I don't think more downforce would have helped me because I was losing too much time kind of everywhere. But I was glad I had the hard brake pressure on, because I definitely was using the brakes. And it's just hard to get a good rhythm from here. So I just couldn't get the rhythm I was looking for. See, I'm still hitting green sector times and all the options. I'm still running fast times because you notice the field's not, I'm a lap car, but I'm holding my own pretty well. With everybody, although most of the people around are on primes, but still, that's the way it should be. I shouldn't be getting swamped like this. They're just not, didn't quite have the right tweaking for the AI, but I'm not gonna make that an excuse. I put it as low as I possibly could. And lower, you guys would have been like, what the fuck? On HRT, I'm trying to make this as realistic as I can. So, not a good race. Not a good race weekend. And options are starting to go. And just hard to get power off these corners. I was getting a lot of wheel spin. Unfortunately, I haven't spun out yet. I don't think I run wide quite a bit, but I haven't spun out. There we go, I got two. I think I'm gonna move out of the way here, let these two guys go by me. God, it's another corner cutting. God, that corner. Just, I don't, the front end. It almost makes me wish I would kind of take back what I said and let me tweak my setups, because it definitely would have helped. If I would have had a more, took the time, made a good setup, I probably could have been a lot more competitive than I am. But, that wasn't the goal when I did this series. It was just to use, vanilla car setups and just kind of do what I got. Kind of like the co-op race and the newer games. Fortunately, this is a pretty short race. It flew by pretty quick, even though I was struggling like a kid. And you see Bruno's whole 56 seconds ahead of me, and it's like, ugh. Team's not gonna be happy with me this race, but you know what? When you give me a 6-second pit stop, put me on a bad strategy, on a slow strategy, this wasn't gonna work out for me. I expected my hands full of this race. I was gonna do what I could. Because trust me, if I would have had it on, professional settings for the race or even medium, they were blowing me a lot worse than this. I was getting lapped before my first pit stop, and I was on options. I was like, Jesus. I was like, yeah, no, it's before my options run out. 10 laps already lapped me. No, that ain't gonna fly. You guys don't want to see that. You want to see somewhat. It's probably pretty realistic, but it ain't that realistic. It's an HRT. It's not that bad. Well, it is, but make do. I mean, for you guys watching, what are you looking forward to, in the next coming month with the preseason testing and with the new season on the horizon? Who do you expect to be strong this year for the title? Like I said, I voiced my opinion. I think I'm going to put Vettel. And he'll definitely get more booze this year, too, especially if he had a year like he did last year. But I expect the fight to be a lot closer. With the new turbos, it kind of changes the whole back end of the car. Well, it'll be interesting to see how the turbos going to hold up during the whole Grand Prix weekend with their engine allocations and all that. We're going to have more teething problems at the start of the year with the engines. I'm trying to think, the last time they changed the engines was, what? Was it 05 when they changed the engines from V10 to V8? It had to have been 05. I think that was when Alonso won his first time. It might have been 06. No, it was 05. I'm pretty sure. And, 06. Smaller engines. It's going to change the playing field a little bit. like the midfielders, and it might shuffle things around a little bit. It's hard to tell. It's going to be how good you make your aero package around it. And if you're Red Bull, then you should be pretty confident going into the season opener here at this particular track in Australia. Definitely looking forward to that. I know last season was, towards the end of the year, was really a bore. You know, I really get turned off when Vettel was dominating the races like it was last year. Towards the end, I didn't really watch a lot of races. I think I missed the Indian Grand Prix, the South Korea Grand Prix. I definitely watched the last couple, Australia, the American and the Brazilian Grand Prix. I think I watched Japanese Grand Prix as well. But other than, towards the end of the year, it's like, It's like, oh, Vettel wins again. Ooh. How many? Did he have, 9 wins in a row last year? Yeah, he had 9 wins last year. God. That just gotta kill the ratings. And of course, Bernie's up in his ass in legal debt. And there we go. Mark Webber crosses the line, wins his home Grand Prix. A feat that he never actually did. I think he was on pole for. I'd have to double check. So bad. I think he got on pole. He's been on pole for his home race, but I don't think he's never won it. I know that. But in this career mode, he is the winner, and he is our second winner of the season. As you recall, if you watched my last video, Felipe Massa won the opening race. It was a Ferrari sweep. And here we go. I'm getting ready to cross the line. End this nightmare race. Finishing 24th. Yeah. Just that start hurt me a little bit and wasn't able to keep up with everybody. And I was the only car lap down.
But at least we got to the end. Well done.
There we go. We have Webber, Button, and Vettel. So Red Bull make a resurgence this race. We got Massa's 4th. Alonso, Kubica, Hamilton, Petrov, Alguersuari, Michael Schumacher, Rosberg, Barrichello, Hulkenberg, Sutil, Luizzi, De La Rosa, Buemi, Degrassi, Kovalainen, Trulli, Kobayashi, Senna, Glock, and myself. So Mercedes didn't even get points either. And we'll look at the driver standings. Massa, with his 4th place, stays in the lead. Right behind Alonso and Vettel, right behind him. Button, Webber, Hamilton, Rosberg, and Kubica. There's your top 8. I'm going down to Schumacher, Petrov, De La Rosa, Alguersuari gets a point, Luizzi, and then everybody else on 0 points. There I am, right at the bottom. And then Ferrari still leading the constructors. Red Bull jump up to 2nd. McLaren, Mercedes, Renault, BMW, Sauber, Toro Rosso, Force India, Williams. Virgin, I think Degrassi had another good run. So he was a top back marker car again. It's going to be annoying. And he was on the hard tire too, so we're struggling. Did not complete any of my objectives this race. Because, yeah, qualifying, I just couldn't get the speed out of it. I was way off the pace. Yeah, at least we moved up a rep 1. And, yes, it is interview time, and I am not in a good mood, so we'll see what I have to say.
Are the team happy with how things have gone this weekend?
What to answer? Are the team happy? No, I think their expectations were a bit too high. I was never going to get 18th in that with this car. Neither Bruno didn't either.
It's been a hectic start to the season for most of the drivers. How's it panning out for you?
I think I said I think they're going well.
Now the cars are considerably heavy.
Yeah, it's been a real challenge.
This caused you quite a headache.
So there you go, guys. I think we're going to see how the team. I'm going to scroll over to my agent and look. They're let down by my performance in the race. You know what? I wasn't all to blame. Car was just not there. So we're going to head to Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur and see what I can do there. So until next time, see you then.